El Niño plays a big role in how weather patterns around the world set up. It creates year-round effects, but the most notable effects occur during winter. We could sit here and talk the entire video on the winter patterns around the world, but we don't need to know all that. We want to know what effects it will have on our country. This video will take a deeper dive into the effects of El Niño on the United States winter season. The best way to see and predict the effects is through historical anomalies. NOAA has kept records of every El Niño event since 1950, keeping track of temperature and precipitation in 3-month increments. You may still be wondering, how will this help us find out about this year, since every year is different? Well, you see, El Niño varies in intensity, and the intensity level has huge effects on the pattern. There are weak, moderate, and strong intensities. Moderate and strong intensity El Niño events are usually grouped together because they have similar effects. These are the historical anomalies I had mentioned previously. They are split into weak events and moderate strong events. The data shows that weak intensity El Niños tend to create a more unstable pattern, meaning the typical El Niño pattern varies and does not appear the entire time. With moderate and strong intensity El Niños, the pattern is much more stable. Now let's take a deeper dive into each anomaly individually. Let's start off with the temperature anomalies. Historically, during weak episodes, the West sees warmer than average temperatures, while the rest of the country sees colder than average temperatures. This is not common during an El Niño, as the pattern usually causes the northern tier to be warmer. In this case, the northern tier is much colder than average. Historically, during moderate strong episodes, the northern tier is warmer than average, and the southern tier is colder than average. The areas in between experience around average temperatures, with some cold and warm times. This is the typical El Niño pattern. Now we have our precipitation anomalies. Historically, during weak episodes, the south central and southeast see below average precipitation, while the rest of the country sees around average. A little bit of the Midwest is below average as well. This is not common during an El Niño. Historically, during moderate strong episodes, the southern tier and west coast see above average precipitation, and the Ohio Valley sees below average precipitation. The rest of the country is around the average. This is the typical El Niño pattern. This winter, we are expecting a moderate to strong El Niño. Therefore, we should have the typical El Niño pattern in place. We know this because of the data presented in this video. The stronger of an El Niño we have, the more defined the pattern will be. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new from this video. Get ready for winter, and stay safe.